Hello and welcome to your Trim and Tone Active Rest Leap of Faith circuit. Coming up first, we've got your corkscrew push-ups. Now, as you do this, keep those shoulders square, rotate those hips, dropping that chest as close to the ground as possible. We're going to keep this going for 40 more seconds. Right here, we're hitting that chest, we're hitting those hips, we're working that core to stabilize. Make sure when you come back out of it and you're in that bear crawl position, you let your knees hover off the ground, no more than an inch, but keep those knees under those hips for the remainder of this 20 seconds. Speaking of 20 seconds, just so you guys know, this is an active rest circuit, so you're going to be bringing it up to standing for something cardio-based in about 10. So let's keep this going. 4, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're coming on up. We've got your tuck jumps. Getting on up, bringing those knees up to those hands, not those hands, down to that knee. Now while you're keeping this going, folks, you can mark into this if you find it's a little too aggressive. Make sure you're drawing that belly button to that spine for the final 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got your iron legs with a rotation. So you're going to step back into those lunges, hit both sides. 1, 2, get that squat. But as you come out of it, I want you to explode out of it and get that 180 turn and hit the other side. Now as you're doing this, if you find the 180 is not for you, feel free to end that with that hop of just a quarter turn. Hit the next one. You're doing this for 45 seconds, so feel free to go ahead, slow it down if you need to. We're going through times through. Let's keep it going for 20 seconds, and then we're down in a high plank for those ski abs. 15 seconds to go. You got this. Drop those hips, but keep that chest up for the final 10 seconds. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, high plank ski abs. Drop into that high plank. Bring those knees round the outside, round the outside. Bring those knees towards those elbows, kicking them back behind you. Try to keep those hips square as you do this. Don't rotate into this. Just bring those knees around. Keep this going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, roll on over. You're going to go ahead and put those forearms down on the ground. Get your shoulders off the floor and those hips. Drive those heels into the ground. And right here is your reverse plank hold. Now you're going to keep this right here, contracting those glutes, keeping those hips up the whole time. If this is too much for you, go ahead and plant one heel on the ground for that regression. We're going to keep this going, working that hips, working those hips, working that core, working those glutes for 20 to go. Keep them up. I know it burns, but we're almost through. Chest up, shoulders back, really put that chin out there. Let's keep this going for 10 more seconds. We've got your crisscross jacks coming at you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming on up to standing. You're going to kick those feet out wide, hands out wide, swinging them, bringing it all together, giving yourself that quick hug, kicking those arms and legs back out. Now remember, as with all jacks, you don't want your feet too much further out than your hips, so get that tap, bring them back in, hop or step into this for the final 4, 3, 2, 1. Guess what, folks? You've hit your rest. You've got 45 seconds to go ahead, gather your thoughts about what you just did, because we're going to be jumping right back into it, starting with that corkscrew push-up. So get that breather, deep breath in through the nose, taking it right out through the mouth. Now remember, shoulders stay square, chest stays up. Get that rotation, but bring your chest to the ground or as close as you can. If your hip taps the floor first, that's cool too. You got 15 seconds before we kick this off. You can start early, or you can get that last 10 seconds of rest. We're going to keep this going in 7, 6, 5. Corkscrew push-up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Now with that corkscrew push-up, remember, we're going to bring that chest down to the floor. Try to hit that chest, but if your hips hit first, that's cool too. Let's keep this going. You got 35 seconds. Now, if this is not for you, no worries. Go ahead, maybe straighten out those legs, get that crossbody mountain climber, and then get that push-up. So knee to opposite elbow, get that push-up. Repeat from there. Not taking it to the ground, no worries. Go ahead, keep it on the wall, get that crossbody knee drive, and then get that wall push-up instead. Still hitting those hips, still hitting that core and that chest for 10 more seconds. You're almost through. 3, 2, 1. Coming on up into those tuck jumps, ladies and gents. Now, as you're standing, you're gonna bring your knees up to your hands, not your hands down to your knees. Now, as you're doing this, if you find the hop is a little too aggressive for your knees or ankles, feel free to keep it standing, get that calf raise as you come down, and then drive those knees up to those hands across the body. Keeping this going for 2, 1. Rotational iron leg, stepping into that lunge or hopping into that lunge, but keep that chest up the entire time. And then coming down into that follow-up with that squat. As you explode out of that squat, you want to go ahead, come down on the other side, but facing in the opposite direction. Now, as you land, you can go ahead, up the intensity by landing in that lunge for the next one, or you can step into the lunge and just quickly get that nice little pivot. Remember, if a 180 hop is too much for you, try for a quarter turn with that hop, or if the hop is what's killing you, get that quarter turn pivot and repeat from there. You got 10 more seconds of this, ladies and gents. Let those legs burn. 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're coming down on those hands for that high plank ski ab. You're gonna plank those hands, bring those knees around the outside, hit the one side, bring them back to the center, to the other side, bring it back to center. We're gonna let this ride for 10 more seconds. Try to keep your eyes out and in front of those hands, and then we have got your inverted plank hold. We're flipping it over in 3, 2, 1. Now you're gonna roll on over, plant those elbows right under those shoulders, those forearms on the ground, drive those hips, keep that chest up, roll those shoulders back, and keep that chin up as well. As you drive those hips, contract the glutes and keep those feet flexed. Drive those toes to that nose. You got 30 seconds left of this. Try to push down through those shoulders, through those forearms, keeping that pressure in that chest and that upper back, as well as that entire core. Remember, your core is from the bottom of your chest down to the top of those knees. Let's keep it going for 10 more seconds, and then we've got your crisscross jacks in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it up to standing, arms out wide, feet out wide. Make sure those feet are landing right outside that hip line, bringing those feet across each other, maybe alternating which legs on top and which arms on top as we keep this going. In 7 seconds, we're back at the top with that corkscrew push-up, so let's keep this going for 3, 2, 1. All right, folks, guess what? You got your 45-second rest period. So go ahead, take out those shoulders, loosen up those arms. We're gonna jump into that corkscrew push-up in just 35 seconds. You got this. After feeling a little bored, feel free to just jog in place. Let your body catch up. Get that breather. In 20 seconds, we're gonna drop down into that corkscrew push-up. Remember, you wanna go ahead, get that chest as close to the ground as possible with those knees pointed in one direction. Maybe follow those knees with the eyes. In 10 seconds, come on up, hit the other side. Keep those knees in line with those hips and those knees hovering off the ground by about an inch. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Keep that chest up, drop it down to the ground. You're almost through. Now remember, if you're not digging this, you can go ahead and get that crossbody mountain climber, and then simply get that push-up or take it to the wall with that crossbody knee drive, and then get that wall push-up, repeating from there. Let's keep this going for 20 more seconds. You're almost there. Ten seconds to go, and then we have got your tuck jumps coming at you in 7. Keep it moving for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bringing those knees up to those hands. Get them up as high as you can. Now, if you're not digging that hop, remember you can step into this hitting each side and one at a time, getting that rotation in the shoulders rather than the hips as before with that push-up. Let's keep this going for 5 more seconds, and then we've got your rotational iron legs in 3, 2, 1. Keep that chest up, shoulders rolled back. We're gonna come down into those lunges, one side, other side squat. Get that pivot, whether you're stepping, lunge, lunge, squat, pivot, whether you're hopping, lunge, lunge, squat, hop, that 180 if you got it. Let's keep it going, folks. This is our last time through. This is the 3rd set of your round number 1. You're almost done. 20 seconds on the clock. Let's keep it moving. 15 to go. Keep that rear leg straight if you have to. Let's keep it moving for 10 more seconds. And then we've got that high plank ski ab setup in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place those hands on the ground. Bring those knees around the outside. Bring them back to center. Hit the other side. Now remember, if you're not hopping, you can step into this. Just bring your knees as close to those arms as possible and repeat on the opposite side. Coming on back to that center point before that, but let's keep it going for 5 more seconds, and then we've got your inverted plank hold. Rolling on over in 2, 1. Rest on those forearms, keeping those shoulders rolled back, driving those elbows and that forearm down into the ground. Feeling that right in those hips, right in that core, right in those glutes. This right here is the real burner. Try to keep your weight in your upper body, not your lower body. If you're pushing through those heels, you might slide forward a little bit. So really try to contract and pull your hips towards your body from the bottom. Let's keep it going for 20 more seconds. If this isn't for you, take it to the wall with a wall sit instead, or just go for a hip bridge with that single leg action. Let's keep it going for the final 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross jacks coming at you, coming on up to standing. Arms out to the sides, feet right outside that hip line as you do so. Bring everything together. Crossing one arm on top, crossing one foot in front. Alternating so as you kick out those feet and bring it back once again. We've got 5 seconds on the clock. Let's keep it moving for 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, you got about 45 seconds of rest before we jump into round number 2. So get that breather, get that drink of water. Quick sips, quick sips. Round number 2, you are looking at your lunge to knee drive. So you're going to drive that knee down towards the ground to start, and then you're going to explode out of that lunge towards the top and drive that knee up as high as you feel comfortable. As high as the hip, as low as you need. Keep that chest up as you do so. Don't forget to pump the arms. We're going to be kicking this off in about 20 seconds. Keep that chest up. We're going to keep this moving. Deep lunges in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. Drop into that knee drive, drop into that lunge, come up, drive the knee, come back. Now, you want to keep that heel on the ground. Forget the hop. You want to go ahead, drive that knee, keep it on the ground, keep your other heel on the ground as you do so. Get that rotation as you bring that knee up and then come right back down again. Now, the reason for this is a strength and balance exercise. So come down deep into that lunge, drop it low to the ground, come back up, drive that knee as high as you can, contracting those abs to really accentuate that knee drive. We're going to keep this going for 10 more seconds, and then we're going to switch legs into a sprint to skip. And that's where the power comes in. Let's keep this going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, switching legs, putting that other leg down, kicking that opposite leg back. Reach for the heel, come up, power through, drive that knee, get that hop, hit the other side. Let's keep this going on this side for 10 seconds, and then you've got your breakdance for plank. Keeping this going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming on down to that high plank. Kicking that leg through, tapping the toe, repeating on the opposite side. Now this right here is a lesson in strength and balance as well. Keep that belly button drawn into that spine to keep that back nice and straight as you kick that leg through, tapping that toe. Now if you're thinking to yourself, Sam, I'm not taking it to the ground today. No problem. Keep it standing with that alternating leg raise, one side at a time. Keeping those legs straight, but flex the foot, toes to nose. You've got 20 more seconds of this, and then we've got your jump squat coming at you in 10 seconds. So keep those legs straight whether you're on the ground or keeping it standing for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump squats, hips go behind you, weight go in those heels. You're going to explode out of this, getting that hip drive at the top, contracting those glutes as you flying through the air. Now, if you're not digging that hop, you can go ahead, keep it on the ground, get that hip drive with that calf raise for the final 5 seconds before we get to your floor touch jacks in 2, 1. Here we go. Reaching for the ground, get that hop in there. Not digging that, feel free to go ahead, keep that chest up and step into each one of these as you keep this going.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Keep that chest up, hopping into this. Make sure you rock back on your heels as you do each one of these floor touch jacks. And remember, I want you to keep going. Don't stop. Slow down if you have to. And if that means stepping into these to keep that momentum going, that's fine. I'd rather you keep the momentum than lose it completely. For the final 7 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next up, we've got your high plank to iso squat. So coming down on those hands, we're gonna go ahead, bring those feet forward, come up on those heels, lift that chest and those hands. Not taking that, you can walk into it or get that squat with that wall push up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next up, we've got a rest period here. So go ahead, catch your breath. Deep breath in through the nose, get that drink of water, take a sip. But next up, we have got your lunge with the knee drop. So remember, keep your chest up, shoulders back. You want to step back into that lunge, drop that knee to the ground, come up and drive it at the top, but keep your other leg stationary. The reason for this is going to help with that balance, but also you want to step back into the lunge to keep your knee safe. A lot of times when we step forward into a lunge, we end up letting the knee track over the ankle. That's a lot of pressure on the tendons in there. So let's avoid that by stepping back into that lunge. Let's keep this going and kick it off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping back into that lunge. Coming on up, getting that knee drive. 45 seconds to go. Let's see it. Now remember, if this is too much on the knee, if you, like Jon Snow, have a problem bending the knee, don't be afraid to keep that rear leg straight as you step back into it and then return from there. Keep that rear leg straight, saving that knee, maybe even get a reach away to open up that hip, that quad, and then as you bring it forward, bring it all together and reach for that inside hip and repeat. Keeping it going for just 10 more seconds, shoulders back, chest up, and then we're gonna switch legs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put that other leg on, that other foot down on the ground. Step back into that sprinter's pose, and then come up, driving the knee as you get this going. You have got 10 seconds on the clock. Let's keep this going. Get that big hop, not digging the hop. Get that single leg calf raise for the final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breakdance or plank. Nice high plank. Kick that leg through, tap the toe, hit the other side. Toe too low, no problem. Tap the shin. Shin too low, no problem. Tap the knee. Knee too low, just tuck the arm into the chest as you turn towards that same side shoulder. Keeping this going for 30 seconds. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, again, Sam, I'm still not on the ground. What was that option again? Come on up to standing. Get that alternating leg raise. Driving that toe up, flexing that foot. You want your toes to be pointed at the ground and the bottom of that heel to be pointed out and away from the body. Let's keep it going for 10 more seconds. And then we've got your jump squats in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, jump squats, hips go behind you, weight go in those heels, you're gonna get that hop. Try to get as high off the ground as you can, but remember, the real focus is how low can you squat, because if you're not hopping, that calf raise is more than okay. Let's keep this going for 5 seconds before we get our floor touch jacks in 3, 2, 1. All right, now if you're not digging that floor touch, maybe that's a little too low, get those hands right between those shins. Shins too low, no problem. Aim between the knees, knees still low, too low. Go ahead, just get that jab jack, dropping into that quarter squat. Punching down, bringing it in, dropping down, punching it in. Keep it going. 25 seconds on the clock, folks, we're almost through. That chest up for the final 15 seconds, and if you're not hopping, that step is more than welcome. Let's keep it moving for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we've got that high plank to iso squat. Drive those hands flat on the ground. Keep that high plank. Bring those knees up into that nice iso squat. Get that chest up there. Drop those hips even lower. Kick those hips back up as you put those hands back down into that high plank for the final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you got 45 seconds of rest before we jump into round number 3. That's right, we're in the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep this going. Remember, lunge with that knee drive. You're gonna be hitting one side. I'm gonna let you know when to switch sides so you're not lopsided here. Keeping this going in 25 seconds. 15 seconds to go. Shake out those shoulders, finish that drink of water, get ready. Feel free to start early. Remember, drop into that lunge, keeping that chest up, knee as low to the ground as you can in 3, 2, 1. Now you want that weight to be in your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads, and then you want to push through that rear foot and that front leg's heel primarily, and come on up, drive the knee, come right back down into your lunge, hitting that side for another couple of seconds. We're going to be switching in just a few. Feel that burn in that IT band and glute for the next 7 seconds, and then we're going to be switching sides. So keep it moving. All right, switch it up, hitting the other side for the remainder of that 45 seconds. You're only looking at 15. Keep that chest up, pump those arms. Feel free to get those hands cheek to cheek. Here we go with the final 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Switching legs here. We're going to go for that sprint to skip for the first 10 seconds. Then we're going to alternate sides in 4, 3, 2. Switch legs. Same exercise, different side. Drive that knee. Get that hop if you like. If you're not taking the hop, that calf raise is okay for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breakdance or planks, taking it to the ground. Let's go. High plank. Kick that leg through, tap the toe. Come on, back to that high plank at the other side. You've been alternating this long. We're not going to have you stick to one side the entire time otherwise. Let's go. 30 seconds on the clock. Almost through. 20 seconds to go. Contract those abs. Draw that belly button into that spine. You are almost through. Keep that chest up and eyes out in front of those hands for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got your jump squats, ladies and gentlemen, coming on up to standing, getting that squat in there, bringing those hips as low as you can, keeping that chest up, getting that explosion at the top. Not digging that, get that calf raise at the end of that squat. Only squatting as low as you feel comfortable for the final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Floor touch jacks coming at you. Remember, you can step into this. You can hop into this. You can up the intensity and keep those feet off the ground as you bring them together for the next 30 seconds. You're almost through. Keep that chest up, shoulders rolled back. 30 seconds to go. Almost done. Final 15. Get that hop in there if you got it. Let's go. Final 7 seconds before we jump into your iso squat with that plank in 2, 1. High planks. Bring those legs forward, come up into that squat, and repeat. Keeping it going on just this one side for a little bit longer. You are almost through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Nice work. If you like what you saw, don't be afraid to hit that like, subscribe button on the bottom there. That little bell will give you notifications. And if you want to hear the method behind the fitness, feel free to check the show notes, or I should say the workout notes on this one, for the link to the podcast that'll tell you every little detail about what I was thinking when I put this together. Speaking of this workout had music featuring Gateway Powder by DJ Freedom, Electro Fight by Quan, Piano Trap Beethoven by Josh Pan, Nico Staff writing Brooklyn and the Bridge of Cher featuring Road Trips and Sunset Beach, Carmen Marcia featuring Edeuce Espinal with Dakar Flow. DJ Freedom wrote Body and Attitude. And remember, this workout was designed, directed, edited, performed, produced, and voiced over by yours truly, Nerd Coach Fury. With that said, folks, you guys have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you soon for your next workout. And remember, speed up if you can, slow down if you have to, but never, ever stop.